Boom, we in this bitch. Let me get a one if you can hear me so I can get my shout outs going and then we getting ready to drag. Let's see. Hades, I see Vanetta, Snapple Apple. There's the ones. Thank you, Cat Cookie, Divested Reese. All of y'all, appreciate you. Let me know I don't sound bubbly or robotic up here. Happy Friday, ladies. I'm so glad that it's Friday round this bitch. I don't know what to do. Saturday is the chill day, but it is what it is. What's going on, Dust Free Black Woman? We have Religion Free here. VN Training is in this bitch. Clearly Enchanted is here. Mistress Rogue. Hey, Chris Logic, how are you? How's everybody doing? Divested Norm. Oh, yes, yes. Winter's Grace is here. Now, check this out. I'm going to tell y'all something. Whenever you look at a list, before I forget, the zaddies that's up there in the clouds that didn't want to write nothing in the chat, I appreciate y'all. And I said I will go ahead and shout some out. We have 22 Dukes in this bitch, Daniel, who's also a good friend of the platform, Alex and Atticus. How y'all doing tonight? Appreciate you just sitting back like men do and just listening. That's what's up. Now, about that list, okay, about that list. Every list that exists that's grading health, wealth, family, any of the things like that, economics, home ownership, whatever, you have niggas at the very bottom of that list or the top of bad lists. Okay. It's consistent. You don't even have to look. You know it's coming. When you see lists of bad cities and shit like that, you know that the worst cities are going to be where Tyrones are and all that shit there. But this time last year, it might have been closer to 18 months ago, we looked at the signs and symptoms of a psychopath. Black men fit every last one of those symptoms. And it's no different for sociopath. Is anybody surprised? Go ahead and let me share my screen real quick. Ladies, this is fucking dangerous. I'm talking about these men are on lists that are horrible. Gun violence, STDs. But let me get this up here. I'm getting off track. What's going on, panel? Let's go chime in whenever you feel like it. Okay. Last time was psychopaths, this time is sociopaths. And all 15 of these receipts, let me explain to you where I got these receipts from. It is a website owned by a psychologist and psychiatrist, right? And it's called choosingtherapy.com. They got a lot of good info over there if y'all want to go over there and see what's up. But these are 15 signs that these psychiatrists and, you know, everybody know what's going on with these goddamn black men. This is finna be hot, y'all. Okay, sign number 1. A hunger for power and dominance. Black women don't submit. We was kings. Little bullshit like that. Absolutely. They are already 1 for 1 on this bitch. If you find yourself submitting to somebody at the bottom of a horrible list, shame on you. Shame on you. But that's just the first one. Let's keep going. Devious or deceptive tendencies. Do I need to go in on that? Aaliyah, what's happening, boo? Are we at 100% yet or no? It
We
gets
are.
worse.
We are. You found the ugliest damn picture you could to start off with. But yeah, the
That's what they look like to me, though. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. They look like
yeah,
that to me.
they but the whole number one definitely because they've actually convinced themselves that everyone is afraid of them. They've actually convinced themselves that the black man is a threat. Yeah, he's a threat to women and children and maybe animals, but that's about it. They are not a threat to real alpha men who embody just that. They are not a threat to anybody. They haven't done anything you know, that could be perceived as a threat. Actually, all they do is cry, whine, and beg all the damn time. So what's there to be? So yeah, they can have a hunger for power and dominance, but they don't have any. So no. And as far as the deceptive tendencies, yeah, we all know that they have major patterns of deceit. The constant lying and deception, manipulating, exploiting people, being self-serving, shallow, selfish, irresponsible, delinquent. Yeah, all of the above. Always violating other people's,
Anytime there's
property.
another anytime there's another man in the room, they turn into pussies. Okay, let's look at another receipt. Hold up.
Ain't nothing between that but air and opportunity. So, and I just took the air. Come get you some. Come get you some. Hey, sweetheart.
Listen, that white man said, ain't nothing between us but air and opportunity. And I just took the air out. Did you see how he got the fuck on out of there? Now, if that was a black woman, he'd have beat the shit out of her. Let's look at that shit again. Let's go again.
Ain't nothing between that but air and opportunity. So, and I just took the air. Come get you some. Come get you some. Hey, sweetheart.
I love me a country ass white man. Do you hear me? Absolutely. Air and opportunity. I love that shit. That shit sexy as hell to me. But it is what it is. Hold up.
I told you nobody is afraid of them. They like to lie to themselves and tell themselves that nobody is afraid of them. And I love a Southern brat also, because see, they already know what it is. They took their boots up off these niggas' neck. We already talked about this. They don't want these Southern brats to rise up for real. They've been letting a lot of y'all live. Understand that. But they're not afraid of you by no means. We know how they used to get down in the South.
They got more to lose than black men, so they kind of like steer clear of them. Black men be ready to go, but here's the thing: whenever it's an actual man, they walk their ass out the Dollar General because they already know what the fuck's up.
I think that they are running wild because I think what has happened is they have started to take their kindness for weakness. That's what it is. They really think that white men are afraid of them. I hear it all the time. And I'm here to say, if that's what you're thinking, they're not. They're letting you live. Understand that. And I'm from the heart of the South. Do we really have to have this conversation?
That video was funny as hell. I'm sorry. That video was funny. And I want you to play it again. Play it again. And just in case you forgot, my name is Elle. I'm in the his house in your mouth wow tonight.
Girl, when he said that shit, I was fucking dead.
Ain't nothing between that but air and opportunity. So, and I just took the air. Come get you some. Come get you some. Hey, sweetheart.
That boy say, come get you some. I was rolling all over the floor. The only people that they can punk is black women and children. That is it. All them wolf tickets, all that bullshit. Honey, I can't. Welcome to the panel, Kyra. How are you?
Good evening, DZ. Good evening, ladies.
Hey.
Looking at the devious and deceptive tendencies, just look at the 3-letter virus rates in black women. How did those black women? Well, we know good and well these cicadas lie and obscure their health history to the black women that they're sleeping with. They have no qualms about passing along deadly viruses and ruining.
Don't forget about the anchor babies. The anchor babies are another thing that they do just to make sure they got you on the team, because black women be I can't keep him away from his daddy. Well, his daddy is a horrible criminal. Just say that you want the shit log, bitch, and knock off the excuses, please.
You brought up a good point. You remember this is homosexual season too for them. Homosexual season.
It is. It's getting a little chilly outside, and the bastard wants some place to stay. But make no mistake about it, they'll have a place to stay. Leave it to these mammies. They fixing to take in the homosexual. They dig dizzy. Y'all know that shit.
Oh no, I just had a question real quick, Kyra. Are we not allowed to say the 3-letter word now? Because that's new to me. Are we not allowed to say
word?
The 3-letter virus that took black men out their home for real. I'm trying to be on the YouTube safe side. If we can say it, I'll say it.
YouTube don't like that shit. Just call it HIV or the package.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
PG-13
black.
around this bitch. It's so PG-13 around here. That's literally why I created Discord, because ain't nobody got time for this shit up here stuttering and trying not to say shit that they don't like. Mm-mm.
Well, black males are a protected class, including the viruses that they pass and infect others with.
Let's go to the next one, y'all. Ruthless in the pursuit of their goals. Now, let me tell you this. When people see the word goals, they always think good things. Somebody wanting to get a job, finish school, that type of shit. But there are bad goals too, right? Wanting to get you to submit, wanting you to pay all the bills, wanting you to bring stuff to the table, wanting to beat your ass. Those are goals as well. So don't get that part fucked up. Hey, Ebony.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh,
Hi, ladies.
we see
Now
Ebony.
let's
Okay.
Hey,
let's talk about some goals here. Mm, mm, mm. Goals. Now, one of the goals is anchor babies. Anchor babies, their goals, because if he has a baby with her, and her, this one has some money. This one has a great coochie. This one has a car. This one has a house. You see what I'm talking about? Goals. They
Yeah,
don't have manly goals.
they,
Okay.
they
I
aren't
just want to
men.
get my rocks off. That's a goal. Not a very lofty one, but that's a goal. Oh, I want that bitch to submit. So she has to get off that job. You understand?
Listen, yeah,
Goals.
I do. If she leaves that job, though, here come the goddamn evictions. This is the type of shit they sign up for. Okay. It's just like if she doesn't provide, it's going straight to hell. And they're okay with that shit. Mammies, I want you to know that I have accepted you for who you are. Carry on, but I'm going to tell you, I'm still going to clown you because you look a fucking fool over there. I'm just going to keep that part real with you. Hey, Shane, how you doing?
Hey DZ, hey ladies.
Hey,
I just have one question. How
okay.
in the fuck are you gonna have a thirst for power and you're fucking powerless? That makes no sense.
Well, they not trying to get power over like societies and countries and shit like that. They're trying to control these black women. And they're doing an excellent job of it, if I might add that on myself. Because looking at some of this shit, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. They operate, well, black women operate just like white men do in their community, bringing all the goods and services, bringing all the degrees and providing and all that shit. Black men and white, I'm sorry, black women and white men, they do the same shit in their respective communities. So, yeah, it is what it is.
All
and
they do is use up resources.
I'd like to add, whenever it's something criminal or degenerate, oh, they can be very ruthless in the pursuit of their goals. Look at the Jack epidemic of the 1980s. They were ruthless and determined to destroy the black community by dealing drugs.
They were knocking each other off right then. And the baby boomers, I don't even know why the motherfucking whores were mammies, because they was ruthless to them women back in the day. They really were. But they was some, hey Barbara, how you doing? This Shirley ass bitches. I don't know if y'all know what I'm referencing, but that's calling your man's other woman.
Oh, I know that song.
Don't you start with this shit.
Now, whether you be cool or you come out of a bag on me, see, it really don't make any difference to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Like we
I,
got to get this together. We gonna come to an understanding. I got them on Tuesday. You got them on Friday. Them bitches used to do shit like that. I shit you not.
That is
oh,
sick and sad.
no, I'm gonna have to go a little bit younger. That Moke and Steph song. You may have had them once, but I got them all the time,
Yeah, you
bitches.
see how her life ended up. Don't get me started on that dumb bitch.
Oh,
Okay.
what about Just Be Good to Me?
Oh, that was the side chick anthem that Mocha still. Oh, that and Escape My Little Secret. Those were the side chick anthems. They had all kind of songs singing about it. They were so happy to be the side chick.
Number
Y'all
4
can't forget
is
the newest. Y'all can't forget the newest one. What is it? The Weekend by SZA.
oh, I don't know that. See, that's a little
Oh
bit too
yeah.
new for me. I don't know anything that she had going on. I just know that they was talking about her skin complexion. That's it. That's all. I don't know what SZA does and is. Dead
Well,
serious.
I was gonna say she was just talking about how the main chick will have him Monday through Thursday, but her time with him was Friday through Sunday. Her
All
time
right.
was the weekend.
Well, let me go ahead and redact then. I didn't think they was doing it like that these days. I thought they were signing up for polygamy. But they still doing the hey Barbara and Shirley shit. That's unfortunate. Like I said, the black community is the same. It's always been the same. So I was trying to give the newer group a little bit more pride, but apparently that it ain't there either.
You
Well,
guys remember the song?
you have to remember, DZ, the boomers, the Barbara, this is Shirley shit. That's SZA's grandmother.
True. True. The next one is self-explanatory like a motherfucker. Sociopaths are hostile or aggressive towards others. I don't even think look every goddamn Tuesday and Friday, y'all see their hostility and aggression. When it says towards others, with black men, that means you. That means the children. That means pouring boiling water down people's throat. That means putting black women in dumpsters. That means going upside your head on Tuesday and then the next day you going on her head on Friday, but she don't make it. That's what I'm talking about. So as far as aggression towards others, black men got that shit down pat. Hear it first here. Yeah, that's the thing that black men are consistent on, being hostile, aggressive, and hateful towards others. Others meaning you and your babies.
You
I don't
forgot.
understand, DZ. If you're aggressive towards me, you can't lay down with me. You can't talk to me. You can't sit beside me. And I sure as hell not paying any bills. What is wrong with you? These women have gotten these guys. I mean, I'm sorry. The women have basically upheld the guys being pussies too.
I don't know. I
Um,
think I'm a little bit superficial. If I was single, if you came from a two parent black combination, no, it's not
No,
happening. It's not happening. I don't give a fuck.
but
You
Ebony, are you telling me that you don't get wet at the thought of a black male beating you upside the head?
she's gonna
Yeah,
hurt you, Kai.
Kyra ass,
She's
her and
gonna
that
hurt
cute
you,
ass
Kai.
voice.
I mean, or y'all forgot slapping people with skateboards and biting people's eyeballs out and pushing people in freezers and I mean the list just goes on and on.
Don't
I mean,
forget
how
the
can any woman say no to that?
dismemberment, right? Beating you to death. Remember the what is it, Bank of America banker that beat that woman so motherfucking bad that the funeral home told them there's not a choice. This has to be closed casket because we can't do anything with her face. She was unrecognizable. They real creative when it come to that shit. Real
And I,
resourceful when getting
and
you up
I'll
out of
tell you
here.
something else that they rarely spoke about. Them are those women, the one that got art on the train and the one in the club.
Mhm.
Like they pretty much told the one in the club that was her fault.
Yeah, black
Oh,
So
women were
yeah.
saying that to her too.
Aaliyah, you remember that black woman on the Chicago Transit who got her throat slit on the train
Oh
by a
yes,
black
I
man?
do. I do,
What?
because she was with her sister. Yeah, I do.
Well,
Wow.
here we go again. Here we go again. Easily angered or irritated. Listen, y'all remember the black community was known for if you step on their fucking shoes, i.e., sneakers, i.e., black men's footwear, their everyday footwear, they would take your ass the fuck up out of here. There have been people that have been unalive simply by mistakenly, on accident, stepping on the motherfucking shoes, right? Walking up out your Section 8 house with $200 sneakers on, right? But you step on them, they will take you clean the fuck up out of here. I think I might do another motherfucking list. All the ways that black women or society in general are able to get unalive by a nigga. They are always on edge. They're at the bottom of the totem pole. And as men, that's a bad fucking look. So they're always looking to be offended. They're always looking for, oh my God, disrespect. Everything is disrespectful to them. You call them black, that's disrespectful. You call them African American, that's disrespectful. You call them boy, that's disrespectful. Everything is fucking disrespectful. Not saying anything to them is also disrespectful. They're always fucking agitated and irritated. It is what it is. Okay, let's go. Irresponsible decision making. It's almost like this psychologist, psychiatrist, and whoever else helps run that website, choosingtherapy.com, When they wrote this list, they said, what is a black man? Everything that they do, what they eat, taking care of their health, taking care of their families, all of that shit there, it's all fucked up. All the statistics on everything I just named is fucked the fuck up. It just is what it is. These are y'all sons. These are y'all lovers. These are y'all baby daddies, cousins, brothers, and whatever the fuck else. Huh?
You ain't lying, because they're never responsible for any decisions that they make, no matter how old they get. It's never Nothing is ever their fault ever.
They get that shit from their mama. Everything that they do is yeah, he didn't mean to do that. Yeah, he's allergic to that. Yeah, he didn't get enough sleep. Yeah, that's probably why he did it. Oh, he molested that 11-year-old girl. What was she wearing? Why weren't you there to protect her type shit? Yeah, nothing's ever their fault.
Ebony and I had talked about this privately one time. Black men cannot make this, they cannot think beyond the end of their nose in terms of repercussions or consequences of a decision. Like if a cicada makes a decision today, he cannot parse out what a reasonable result of that decision would be a year from today. Whereas you better not ask him about a 5-year plan or any of that shit. Whereas other groups of men, they make plans for a whole generation ahead of them. But black men can't even make a plan a year in advance for themselves, let alone how it would play out on their family or their community.
Yeah, and these are the people that black women want to lead them. Unfortunately, ma'am, black men are incapable of doing so and also don't think you deserve to be provided for nor led. All they want to do is split your thighs open, give you a bastard, and talk shit about you, whether it be virtually or in real life. It just is what it is.
I have one thing to say. I disagree with you, Kyra. They do plan ahead. When they implant all of those bastards in multiple women so they can have a place to stay, that's their plan. So they do
anchor
plan
babies are a
sometimes.
plan.
The anchor baby, constantly having manipulating and figure out ways to get black women to take care of them and put up with their shit. They do plan. They just plan the wrong shit.
That is a good point, and I would add, I think a lot of them plan the crime so they have somewhere to live, jail.
And they will plan your murder.
They
Okay.
do a lot of crimes in the wintertime as well, just because they don't have anywhere to go. If they weren't able to successfully convince a mammy that he's amazing, yeah, they'll do some petty shit so they can get a couple months. Absolutely. I've seen that before.
But they plan murder all the time.
Sloppily too.
And
Sloppily.
she's pregnant. My wife can't find out. She's got to die.
Well,
there
hell,
you go.
even if it is his wife,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to. I don't want to have to give up my money for my Jordans to feed this kid. Are you fucking crazy? Oh, really quick. Look, William the Conqueror, if DZ pulls you up, it will be on her timetable, so you can stop bussy popping in the chat. Thank you.
What the fuck's going on?
Okay.
William the Conqueror, what's going on? DZ, may I speak out loud? You and the other ladies. Listen, William, here's the deal. Where were you on smoke night? I don't know what the hell is going on, William the Conqueror, but go ahead and chill.
Is William a Niker?
I don't
He's
know
a
what shit is William a goddamn man. Okay, because we had a lot of trolls last go round, and I am not in no mood to be talking about no bobble-headed bitch up here screaming about who jealous of who and who can't do what. And I look, does William have a penis?
Well,
Hey rats. Hey rats.
Yeah, that shit. Corny asshole.
Bitch. You ugly bitch.
You just jealous. That's what you is. You just jealous. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. Ain't nothing to be jealous about. She just couldn't think of nothing else to say because she was a slow head.
I'm telling you, the type of bitch that had an IEP in high school and had to keep that Social Security check coming, so her mama had to come up to the school and go meet with the teachers. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the deal.
It sounds like that woman needed not an IEP, but an IUD.
I hope she got, well, shit. The person you talking about, they might not be able to find it, but I'm not getting ready to start shaming nobody up here. Okay. Number 7, superficial charm and powers of persuasion. Now, they don't have that on everybody. It just works like a charm on black women. If the nigga can lift his fucking head up off a pillow, that charms her. If he's never been arrested, that charms her. If he holds open the door at the gas station, that's charming. If he know how to speak English, that's charming. If his ass is able to urinate, that's charming. They don't have to do shit. Y'all know good and fucking well. Anything these niggas do, if they can move their pinky toe just to the left a little bit. Now you see, he just did that shit because he wanted to let me know. It was a signal that he wanted me to come over there and go ahead and make him some dinner. Ass bitches. Everything that they do is charming. But soon as they beat your motherfucking ass, here you go, turning into a temporary fence sitter. Oh, I love the fence sitters. Temporary fence sitters that's up there upset about what some nigga done did, said, or whatever. And when her attitude calms down just a little bit, right? She's back over there trying to get her ass whoop again. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Come
and
on,
don't
Queen.
forget.
Come on, Queen. Now, come on, Queen. Come on, Queen DZ. You know it ain't like that. It ain't like that.
Oh, and don't
911.
and don't forget, they praise him even if he urinates on an underage girl. You know, shout out to R. Kelly.
Oh,
Aren't they still they
that,
they still stand by him to this day? You see it, DZ.
you absolutely right. And ain't shit I could do about that shit. Y'all carry on. Y'all go ahead and co-sign these felonies that these niggas doing. Truth be told, they're committing felonies as well. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I've seen some real crazy shit this past week that black women have been doing, acting exactly like that animal that they love so much. Robbing folks on the train, fighting people, stealing shit. I look, y'all more male identified that I can give you credit for, because you acting just like that nigga. All that you got in addition is some lace front glue. You just like his ass. No wonder you don't want to divest. Keep your
Thank you.
funky ass over there, and you continue to do what you do. Don't nobody want your ass, and not in the divestment community. I can tell you that right now. Okay. Moving right along. Broken moral compass or limited conscious. Huh? Limited conscious. They don't feel bad about anything that they do to y'all. Nothing. As a matter of fact, with the mammies, they co-sign everything the Dusties say. I can't tell you how many TikToks I've seen where women are telling their story about some shit that happened to them because of a nigga. And you go to her comment section and they start critiquing and gaslighting her. Right? They don't feel anything for you. I'm not a real spiritual type person, but honestly, sometimes they fit the description of demons with the shit. That who looks at their own child and don't feel just an iota of a connection? Who looks at their own child and starts beating the shit out of them, cracking goddamn skulls? Ladies, I can't do this. Every time I look at one of my kids, even when I'm pissed off at their ass, it's love there. I have love in my eyes. They look at the kid and try to figure out if they can get your ass in paternity court to make sure this little bastard ain't his.
Okay? I am a spiritual person, and I say they are demons. Ladies, you are who you're fucking. Sorry. If you screwing it, that's who you are.
That's true.
Ladies, it's time to stop committing bestiality. It's time to stop it.
Some of them are beasts themselves. Let's just keep it real. Kyra, Aaliyah, all right, Shane, Ebony. A lot of them, you can't tell the difference unless you take their clothes off with the way they act. Only thing that's different between them two is the anatomy of their genitals. Dead fucking serious. Sometimes when some of these hoes be talking, you can't tell whether it's like, is that a man talking? Because she's talking just like him. She's saying all the same things that these niggas say. And she doesn't have a conscience either. She's literally adapting to how he operates, what he does, how he feels. And she sees shit through their eyes. That's why they look at us the same way that a pack of Dusties would look at us. I shit you not.
So
I
you're
mean,
saying black women have mutated, okay, into something else.
Um, I don't know. I feel like they've been like that the whole time. Whenever you see somebody, a black woman that has stepped up out of that realm, her ass usually is only there temporarily. They always go back, especially if they think they came across a Dusty that's not one of those not all motherfuckers. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like they've been like that since the big fucking bang, to tell you the truth, because they will throw your ass up under the bus. You could have not done anything to this black woman, right?
Exactly.
And as soon as a Dusty is in a little bit of a pickle, she'll throw your ass up under the bus to save him, even if he has a horrible past. That's just the fact of the matter. Hold on.
I mean, it's not hard to tell these things when you think about it. Who are some of these men's biggest followers? Who make up the majority of their fan bases? Who's doing all the donating? Who's cheering from the comment section? So, I mean, it kind of goes without saying that they're just alike. They don't disagree with what's being said about other black women. They feel like, well, hell, he didn't talk about me because, of course, I'm different. So fuck him. They don't care that, oh, well, he's destroying the image of black women, period. That should mean something to you. They don't give a fuck. So, I mean, hey, they're cheering these niggas on. They've been cheering them on. They're some of their biggest supporters. They always have been. So nothing you're saying, you're absolutely right. I'm not surprised. They have no conscience. They're just like niggas with pussies. We've been said that.
That's a fact. They have few close bonds in relationships. Now, I think this website was being nice, right? When they said this shit. All of black men's relationship, no matter what it is, father, daughter, mother, son, whatever, romantic, you're only going to get something from him if he feels like you have something for him. Let me say that again. If you can't be used for anything, they don't maintain bonds. I use the kids all the fucking time. You're supposed to bond with your children in infancy. They don't do that. They see that as another knowing motherfucker that done came into this world that's getting ready to make their life bad. They can't maintain relationships. They're so fucking dysfunctional that, listen, it's a lot of black women that I talk to, and when we, do our little thing or whatever, they have had family members touch them. I'm sorry that 62%, I think it's a lot higher. I don't have a receipt for that, but it's almost like the people that I talk to on one-on-ones and shit, I'd say about 85% of them have been touched inappropriately by somebody, some man, some boy, or whatever in their family. So they don't understand like standards, barriers, inappropriate behavior, degenerate behavior. That's just who they are. That's who they are.
And see, they don't have close bonds or relationships because everybody in their life is a means to an end. That includes their mothers, the mothers of their children, any friends they may have, and everything else. Everybody serves as a means to an end, meaning food, shelter, and a source for money. So it has to be some type of financial gain involved, a place to sleep, sex. Something it has to be they're getting something out of the deal. It's like they don't give anybody anything without any strings attached. They have to be getting something out of it. That's why they don't form any real bonds or relationships, because it goes back to their own arrogance and selfishness. That's what it is.
Aaliyah, though, think about it. Who are all these lonely men dying in hospitals with no women, family, children around?
Niggas.
Nobody.
We know that, but
Exactly.
they'll have the balls to turn around and tell you that if you don't choose one of them, you're the one that's going to die alone. That's how arrogant they are.
Yes.
And you got some bitch in the comment section. He do got a point, though. He do got a point. That's why I say, black. I've been done with a lot of black women. They
And
get on
then
my goddamn nerve, man. They always co-signing some bullshit. Yeah, but he got a point, though. Girl, shut the fuck up.
That's why Kyra named them cicadas. That's what she named them, that complete Parasitic succubus is what they are. I shit you not. If you ain't got nothing for them, they have nothing for you. And the moment that you don't have anything for them, they do some ignorant shit to your ass. Start talking shit about you. You better hope he keep his hands off of you. Go ahead, Kyra. My bad.
Oh, it can never be your bad.
It's on you.
But I was gonna say, like, and think about it. We know that these cicadas have don't form any bonds, even with their blood relatives, even with their mothers, really, unless it's transactional. But on the other hand, you have mammies still talking about trying to come to the table with them to solve issues about the community, or the issue of BF, or other shit.
You
They
know what I
are
think
the
about that
issue, though.
table? I think the table needs to be burnt the fuck down. I've seen
Thank
black
you.
women say, "You bitch is gonna be single if you don't edify him. You don't bring something to the table." Well, thank you for letting us know the alternative, right? Because being single is better than being with a nigga. Let's just keep that part real. So you not making no threats, home girl. You telling them their life is gonna be better. I'm not bringing shit to nobody's goddamn table.
You
Period.
know what? I'm tired of hearing about that goddamn table. I'm not going to the table to talk to anybody who just as likely to hit me across the damn head with one of the table legs when he gets out of hearing what I got to say. I don't want to talk to them motherfuckers. I'm sorry. I don't have nothing to say. All these years, and you still have gotten absolutely nowhere. They're saying the same things they've been saying for years. They're having the same conversations. The conversation is circular at this point. You are repeating yourselves over and over and over again. And they are telling you what you want to hear to keep you thinking that you're coming back to the table, when in reality, they left that table a long time ago and left you sitting there. And you still haven't realized it yet. They're sneaking out the back door and leaving you to pick up the check while you still sitting your dumb ass at the table trying to have a conversation. Fuck that table bullshit.
Them
That
hoes ain't got no damn table anyway.
I,
Uh,
I saw,
DZ,
yes,
oh,
ma'am.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, DZ, Aaliyah, before the live, did you happen to catch the debate of the dueling grapes in Georgia?
I
No.
did
What?
not. What happened?
Oh, our choice, comes down to two grapes, Walker and Warner.
Oh, okay. That's what
Oh,
you're
okay. I
talking
know
about.
what you're
That's
talking
what you're
about.
talking
I
about.
missed
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, both
Oh,
of them are disgusting woman beaters. Let's just keep that part real. We have to choose between two nakers that have committed violence against women, and that shit sucks. And I'm gonna tell you,
Both of them?
both of
yes.
them.
I knew I didn't trust that skank.
Okay.
Ooh.
That it's really like that South Park episode came to life, where we have to choose between a turd sandwich and a giant douche
But guess
as our
what? No.
mascot.
Imagine the amount of balls it takes to actually run, knowing you got that kind of shit in your past, and it's going to be brought up. Anytime you are trying to be a politician or run for any type of office, all your skeletons are dragged out of the closet. They knew that shit was going to be brought to the forefront. They didn't give a fuck. So that lets you know right there, they don't give a fuck about anything. They don't care. They'll still run for office and still expect people to vote for them despite all that bullshit. And guess what? A lot of people
Who
will, and
do?
they
Yeah,
know
the
that.
But
mammies are gonna vote for their asses. They knew it was gonna come out when they ran political ads and shit like that, but they knew it would be excused. Every fucking thing they do get excused, up to including CM.
But
Okay?
DZ,
Yes, ma'am.
when I think of Blackistan and people like those two grapes, it makes me think. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but it makes me think of mold. You know how mold starts growing on whatever it's growing on, potato bread or whatever, and it just spreads, right?
See, the thing though, Ebony, they
Yeah.
can't spread without these motherfucking mammies. Like,
But
just
that's what I'm saying. The mammies
oh,
are making the mold spread. They're the ones
I
who are
hate them
letting it
hoes.
go.
I hate them hoes. I hate them hoes so goddamn bad. They right up there with Dusties as far as I'm concerned, because there's no such thing as a Dusty without your motherfucking ass. And let me tell you, yeah, I know the flip side of the argument. There's no such thing as black women without Dusties. Well, guess what, bitch? Then it ain't no such thing as black women. Those motherfuckers are so goddamn disgusting that if the reset button got to be hit, then bitch, hit it. I'll wait. I'm not getting ready to sit up here and co-sign relationships with Dusties just because you want to see a black woman. You got life fucked up. You got life all the way fucked up.
The thing of it is they don't share that feeling, though, because they have absolutely no problems with creating the new what they call black woman. That's the reason why they'll take any black woman with a splash of black blood and call her a black woman.
Let them
They
do
why
it.
we're the only idiots running around here talk about we want to recreate people with our own skin tone. That's the reason why we won't fool with no other men. And it's like, girl, are you not paying attention? They have absolutely no problem replacing you. So what the fuck are you talking about? It's stupid at this point and it's idiotic. That's the reason why I have stopped wasting my time trying to reason with mammies a long fucking time ago. You cannot reason with them. Have got to be some of the stupidest fucking people on the planet. And I don't care how many degrees a lot of them get, because a
Thank
lot of them
you.
are highly educated. That
Mm-hmm.
has nothing to do with it. You can be an educated fool whether people know it or not. Book sense has nothing to do with common sense or street sense for that matter. And a lot of them hoes, they may be book smart, but they're just not smart when it comes to anything else. That's why these niggas keep making a goddamn fool out of them and playing them to the left.
No,
Let's just be honest. They're not even book smart. They just know how to take a test.
Oops. Next one, ladies.
Good point.
Manipulative tendencies. Number 10 is manipulative tendencies. That is black men spelled a different way. Okay? The guilt trips. The if you don't do this for me. I mean, the white people don't like you anyway. Look at what they did to our ancestors. Look at what's going on in the system. Well, the system got us 2 wife beaters up here that we have to vote for. How about that part? I feel like the system may be in your favor because you're not having to spend any time in jail. Even after you beat the brake pads off of bitches, you signing out and all that good shit. Listen, they're making excuse after excuse after excuse. And look, the system may be a problem because they're not hard enough on you motherfuckers. But these motherfuckers are very, very manipulative. And how black women don't see that at this point, I don't know. You carry on, bitch. And I'm just going to go ahead and cover your story. I promise you I'm going to cover it. I don't give a shit what he did to you. Because if you go in there knowing that it's fucked up, that's on you, bitch.
Their whole existence is manipulative. When you think about it, back to everything being a means to an end, that's because that's what it is. Every time they open their mouth and they address black women, you can believe it's something manipulative behind it. The whole passport bros thing is manipulative. Everything is all about, we're leaving y'all for something better. So you need to shape up, black women. You need to do this. You're not submissive. You're not feminine. You're not fit. You're not. It's all about them throwing these other groups of women up in your face to tell you who's better than you. And it's all manipulation. They're trying to manipulate the women that they want to get with, and they're trying to manipulate you into doing what they want you to do. So they feel like, and it works, unfortunately. That's the sad part about it. Because like I said, it goes back to a lot of us not really being all that smart to know when a nigga is trying to use you to be a fucking puppet and pulling your strings with
When
all
is
that.
he not though, Aaliyah? When is a black man's mouth open and he's not being manipulative and lying his whole ass off?
That's why I said that's their whole existence. All that submission shit, and black women fell for that shit, unfortunately. That's why you had so many of them running around here talking about these femininity courses. Let's teach each other femininity. Let's do this. You do that. And it's like, who the fuck told you you weren't feminine to begin with? Who put that out there? That's why I said, let's go back to the source. Who was saying that bullshit? And y'all fell right into it. And you let other black women feed you that bullshit and eventually sell you that bullshit, knowing that you are a woman, you have estrogen, you bleed every month, and a lot of y'all have pushed out not one but several children, and you got people telling you how to be feminine. And what's worse, you got whole goddamn men telling you what it takes to be feminine. Are you fucking kidding me?
Let me show y'all some manipulative shit real quick, okay? Now, this is a black woman that clearly doesn't feel well, sound like she has the flu or whatever. Well, to get doggy biscuits from this nigga, he's saying, I should be taking care of you. Oh, baby, you so sweet. This is black love, y'all. Watch this manipulative ass fucking clip.
My girlfriend cooked all this food for me,
really,
and
babe?
she's sick.
You cooked all this food, babe? You sick, babe?
Ain't you hungry?
Yeah, I'm hungry, baby. I'm supposed to be taking care of you, baby. But I ain't gonna lie to do.
But you gotta eat and you gotta have lunch for tomorrow.
Oh my God,
and
baby.
we gotta have something to eat tomorrow too.
But babe, you sick. I'm supposed to be taking care of you.
That's fine. You can rub my feet after I fix your plate.
You know I'm gonna rub your feet. I appreciate this. All this for me, baby. Oh my God, look, you sound sick, baby. Give me a kiss, baby. I
I sound like
appreciate it.
Glorilla.
I love you, baby. You look so good with your bonnet on.
So irritating.
This
Come on,
looks
so I
so
can fix your
good.
plate, baby.
I appreciate it, baby. With your
I
sick
love you.
ass. I love you too.
I
That is
threw up in my mouth.
That is manipulation 101. Okay,
Oh,
he know this dumb bitch. He knows that she's sick. He even said I should be taking care of you, but you see, he didn't do it. She didn't just get sick that day. He talking about with your bonnet on.
And
Okay,
I'ma
that
tell
right
you,
there was some pandering ass shit he just did to keep this bitch doing what she doing. Y'all can have
didn't
that
you
black
hear some
love shit.
I was just about to say that they know that we're suckers for compliments,
Mm-hmm.
except for when another race of man does it, because then it becomes fetish. You know, you're fetishizing me all of a sudden. But as soon as one of them says something, oh, that's okay. We're suckers for compliments. He said, "Ooh, look at you looking all good with your bonnet on and everything," and she just cheesing and shit. You know, that's all it takes. And you'd have cooked a whole full course meal and knowing you sick as hell, and this bitch up here with a camera in your face talking about, "Oh, thank you so much. I know you're sick. I should be the one cooking for you. But just you, girl, you do it. Go, you doing the damn thing, girl. Go, you
I
go, girl."
feel like he was
Like, what the
embarrassing her
fuck?
ass. He needed a receipt because he couldn't have just said, "Yeah, when my girlfriend was sick, she cooked for me." He had to get him a receipt. Like, look at this stupid ass bitch right here. Okay,
but
he
didn't
wasn't
you
feeling.
guys?
Go ahead.
But didn't you guys hear a whole bunch of kids in the back, or was that
I
just
don't
me?
know. I don't know.
I heard children. Okay, so
And
so she is doing all of this for him, supposedly. What about all those kids in the back?
That bitch said you got to eat today, eat tomorrow. Hold on a second, let me make your plate.
Okay.
and women like that take that shit as a compliment when it's really a testament to his selfishness that he would have you up and in there on your feet cooking for him, knowing that you don't even feel well. And
They
she's
don't see
proud of
it
that
like that.
shit.
She don't see it like that, Aaliyah. She feels like that
Mhm.
she's doing something good and that she's supporting her man. She don't see it as him being selfish. That's the thing. They don't see things the right way. A lot of mammies don't, and just people in black and stand period. They don't view reality through reality. It's always some warped ass delusional way that they view things. And that right there is a prime example.
I'd
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
so
to.
mhm.
Oh, go ahead, please.
No, go ahead, Kyra. Go ahead.
Oh, I had wanted to bring up two. I would argue two of the biggest cons black males were able to run on black women. So, the first one is the church. All these black women have donated countless dollars over the years, and these black men have been pimping y'all from the pulpit for generations, and we don't have a damn thing to show.
Can we say that they actually like that shit? There have been documentaries and all sorts of motherfuckers talking about how pimpy the church is. Those hoes show up every Sunday. The black church, they know it's pimpy and they signing up for it. So how sorry can you actually feel for somebody that's signing up for this fuck shit and they know it's fuck shit? You're not fixing to be 35 years old and pretend like you don't know the black church is a scam. You're not finna pretend like this nigga was, if he had got to it before you did, he would have cooked you something to eat. Now, I'll tell you what the mammies will say about that clip. That's why y'all gonna be single. Bitch, let me tell you something. I would embrace singlehood if that's what it took to keep some nigga around sounding like he sucks dicks too, because make no mistake about it, that boy sound feminine. He put you on blast while you were sick, saying, hey, look at what she did anyway. Look at what she did anyway. All of that shit that's going on in the black community, they know it. They must like it. So who are we, I guess, to tell them, hey, you deserve better. Hey, put yourself first. That was literally the opposite of putting yourself first. You standing up there, sick as a goddamn dog. You could tell she was sick because her voice was fluctuating and carrying the fuck on. Baby, what is this? The Twilight Zone?
And they really need to stop using women's status, to weaponize that against them, trying to, talk about people being single and shit like that. A lot of women are single by choice because a lot of women in general don't want or need the fucking headache. A lot of us don't want to be bothered with having to put up with basically raising somebody else's son and dealing with men who behave like children and refuse to grow the fuck up. I mean, a lot of us just don't have a lot of these problems. We're not dealing with the baby mama drama. We're not dealing with the constant, cheating and bringing home shit that you ain't supposed to be bringing home and all this other bullshit. A lot of women are single by choice.
And when
It's
we
just
not
that
single, we
simple.
pull a little bit better than that, boo. I'm just gonna tell you, the ladies in my Discord already know who cooks in this house, and it
No,
ain't me.
I mean, I,
We
I
ain't
mean,
fixed to do that shit.
I have somebody that I'm with. I'm just saying, I noticed that a lot of women will try to weaponize that, and a lot of black men do too. They try to weaponize that. Okay, well, at least she got a man, or at least she got. You will be the one that ain't gonna keep you warm at night, and all this, and you still single. Where your man at though, and all this other shit. And it's like,
Because in
okay,
the black community, black men are the prize. It's just is what it is. Black men are the prize, and black women co-sign that shit. Throwing an insult at another black woman about her being single, that by default makes him the prize, you stupid ass bitch. You motherfucking dingbat. So y'all, I'm looking at videos on YouTube today. Motherfuckers talking about where to travel to find a husband. What type of shit? What's going on? Is this some sort of scavenger hunt that I'm unaware of? Y'all
I guess
changing
so.
whole states to try to find a nigga? Really?
And it's like, if I
Okay.
gotta go through all that, I don't want one. If I gotta do all that, trust me, I am better off without one. And with
Well,
the way my personality is set up, I definitely would not be able to put up with a black man because I would be in jail. Let me just say that. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Because with the way a lot of them act, no, absolutely fucking not. If they were the last group of men on earth, it wouldn't work.
Mm-mm.
what
Mm-mm.
they're doing, the game is that they have literally a ton of manure and they're trying to find a pearl amidst the whole ton of manure. That's what it is. And of course, it's not going to be a pristine Tahitian or a Koya pearl. It's going to be some cheap freshwater pearl. And the last manipulation tactic that was really damning that black men pulled on black women, how is it that they were able to convince us of how evil the white male was and that we should avoid him at all costs? Yet these cicadas were sleeping with the white man's daughter. We're getting whole cities burned down to the ground and they stay doing it. But we're supposed to stay black and stay afraid.
Yeah,
Fuck all
that
that
was one
shit.
of the biggest tricks they pulled on us all that damn time. And to be honest with you, it was very effective and it still works to this very day. Because that's the reason you
Absolutely.
got so many of them running around talking about they don't want no pink pink, they can't deal with no white man, and still talking about slavery and what they did to our ancestors and all this other bullshit. But I find it weird that y'all men ain't running around saying that shit though, but y'all still are. They got y'all doing it.
Thank
Just
you.
like they got y'all fighting all their battles and everything against the white man. They can't stand up to the white man in no kind of way. But they'll have you out there doing it, and it's ridiculous because they use black women like pawns. They don't seem to understand something. In a game of chess, and this is how you know who knows how to play chess versus who knows how to play checkers.
Them
You jump your
motherfuckers playing
ass.
Connect Four.
Exactly. You jump your ass out there on the front line. The pawns go out first, so they are the first line of defense. They go out there first, and they get killed off and or captured first too. So keep taking your dumb ass out there. So yeah, that was the biggest trick they pulled on us. So we could be their foot soldiers against white supremacy, aka the white man only, because that doesn't even apply to the white woman. Because I heard one of these motherfuckers say a long time ago that she was equally as oppressed.
Oh yeah, I
So
know who said that shit. Mr. Hidden Colors said that white women and black men were the most oppressed. I shit you not. Do your research. He said that shit out of his dick liquor. Okay.
yeah. So that's why I say, but they follow these niggas religiously. They follow them around like lap dogs and slaves. Since we're really gonna use that type of language.
Well, I'm going
And
to be
don't
honest,
Mhm.
Aaliyah. They don't want slavery for themselves, but they want black women to be slaves to them.
That
you
part.
you
That's
know
the whole
what?
point.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what, Ebony? I fully believe that if black men could have figured out a way to leave black women in Jim Crow and they get their freedom, I fully believe
Yes,
they would have done it.
absolutely. I totally agree. I was told this my whole life. Oh, you like those books, but yeah, you get a degree. The degrees won't keep you warm. And I said, I'll just pay my light bill,
Boom. That part.
buy my own house, pay my light bill, and I'll be in there by myself. Thank you.
Ladies, check this shit out. I know this list looks like it's detailed and made and created for black men. Unfortunately, this is supposed to be an objective list. They didn't say who this was, they just said a sociopath, right? But for some reason, every fucking sign and symptom is them. Number 11 is entitlement and impunity. Baby, the past month, we have been bitching and moaning about how these motherfuckers are not staying in jail when they do shit. How, y'all, there's a video out right fucking now with a 27-year-old naker walking a 14-year-old girl down the street, taking her and kidnapping her in broad fucking daylight. Now, I don't know what YouTube feels about that shit, but I couldn't show it up here. Maybe I'll show the article or whatever. Broad daylight. I don't know if some of y'all know what I'm talking about, but it's the entitlement for me. They should be entitled, though, because mammies have made it like this. They think they deserve everything from you. They always have. Y'all ever been walking anywhere and a nigga say smile? It ain't that bad. They feel entitled to everything about you: your sex, your money, your attention, your help, your advocacy. They feel entitled, and this right here is mammy's doing, unfortunately. And people say we blaming black women for shit. No, I'm telling you to knock it the fuck off. Step back and let the chips fall where they may. Can you do that? Can you do that? Because you are putting everybody else in danger. The entitlement is the one that triggered me. Really? If I'm not fucking talking to you on the street, don't talk to me. Don't make your presence known. Don't ask me for shit. Don't just leave me the fuck alone. All black women are not the same. I'm sure you might mistake us for mammies because there's so many of them, but you might want to do a little bit more discernment so that you can see who's who. Because if I'm not making eye contact with you and I'm literally avoiding your gaze, don't make yourself known to those black women. Leave those women alone. They're not trying to engage with you. Jesus Christ.
I mean, the thing is, it would be fair to blame them because they are enablers. They are enablers. They enable these niggas to do what the fuck they do, whether it's their mammies enabling their sons, whether it's the bitch enabling these niggas, or whether it's his wife enabling her husband's fucked up behavior and every damn thing else. I mean, it's just we are their enablers. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. Not
It's
divested women, of
true.
course, but black women, we enable because when you think about one of the key things you first learn when you start your divestment journey from some of the original BWE content bloggers, one of the main things was who was at the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I never forget it. When they said,
Absolutely.
just like they keep saying, the lesson will keep presenting itself until you learn it. That one of the first things they wrote about was who was at the gate, meaning black women have been the gatekeepers of a lot of this bullshit for a long fucking time now. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I say a lot of us don't want to take responsibility for the part of the roles that we didn't played in a lot of this shit. But a lot of these chickens are coming home to roost because, like I said, you can't tell black women shit. You can't tell us shit. And we still been doing what the fuck we want to do and thinking we ain't got to listen to nobody. And a lot of us are suffering the consequences. And a lot of our kids are suffering the consequences about it too. And that's just the reality of it. But don't nobody want to have that conversation.
Hmm.
And and no one, to add to what you're saying, to piggyback off of you, Aaliyah, no one wants to call these mammies out. They're enabling and they're excusing of the black male's entitlement. That has what's escalated the violence against black women because they think that they can step to a black woman and demand whatever it is they want out of her, and she's obligated to give it. And if we say no, then they feel entitled to beat our asses or do worse.
Do y'all know how many black men have assaulted black women in their girlfriend's car? You gave him a car to use while you're at work, and you know what he doing, bitch? He's fucking with other women, and all of it ain't consensual. I have seen so many stories where they interview the girlfriend. Well, I don't know. I was at work. Well, he did get out to bed the other night, but other than that, he was with me. We watched a movie together. She having to bear witness against another black woman trying to save this nigga. They taking you in their cars. You going to work very hard, and you giving him money. Oh, he's spending that on somebody that he actually want. And then when you find out who he's spending it on, all of a sudden you want to bring his ass to the table, not just leave him because you don't have no goddamn self-esteem, but you're going into battle mode against the other woman. I can't deal with the black community with this shit. Where is the bottom? Where's the bottom? Welcome to the panel, Chanel. How are you?
Hey sisters, how are you guys doing?
I'm fucking amazing.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that, I just came in, but I've been watching, and I wanted to say that being a new black woman in this world as a divester, it's so easy, because all these niggas tell us every day, oh, the white man this, the white man that, but every time I have an experience with the white man, it's always pleasant. They take me out, they pay for dates, they get my nails done, I don't have to worry about going 50-50 with them, and I'm not even giving up no pussy yet, and it's wonderful.
Yeah,
but yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's like this. I hate when people like reach back to say something about slavery, and because here it is, you're talking about something that was done wrong to your community, and that's why you won't deal with non-black men. Okay, then you need to keep that same energy when dealing with black men, because the black man has fucked up your community, and a lot of these women are fucked up by black men. So since you're so sensitive about shit that happened in the past, what's up with skipping over all the shit that niggas did to the community? Drug issues, right? Sex assault, all that type of shit. They doing it, and they're currently doing it, but for some odd reason you haven't taken him off the table. Now I would take my hat off to you if you was like, fuck all of them, fuck everything. I'm not dealing with nobody because everybody whatever. But it only seems like you get a standard, right? And you got a cutoff line on some shit that happened when you wasn't born, but you still fuck with people that's fucking up the community since you've been born. Somebody needs to make that make sense. Somebody needs to make that make sense. I think your nigga addiction is clouding your judgment, sis, because to be honest with you, you can't by a first-hand account say what slavery was like. You can't. But a lot of you can say what domestic abuse is like, and you know who did it. So the shit that you didn't experience, that makes them off the table. But the shit you did experience, it's a not all situation. You bitches are fake and phony, and I can't with you. It's dumb. Look, let me go to the next one.
Also, I wanted to add, notice how black males in the civil rights movement, how they basically use the black girls to take the first hits. You know, Ruby Bridges.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why couldn't they have chosen a little black boy to go
And
through all of
that's
that?
so true. And I wanted to add on to that. Actually, the Black Panther leader, he was actually a serial rapist, and he was dating a preference.
Chanel, our word, baby.
Oh, sorry. He was a serial artist, and his preference was the girlfriend. And when the white man came to him and told him, like, where was he on this day? Where was he on this day? Even in the civil rights movement, during the time we were fighting for our rights and freedom, these niggas was still out here doing this.
Can I keep it real with you real quick? Y'all, I'm going to keep it real with you. I know what civil rights / Black Panther leader she's talking about. And a lot of black women don't have a problem with the fact that he used to do that to women. They had a problem with the part where he said he would practice on black women for his ultimate goal, which was to do it to white women. They didn't have a problem with the act itself. It came down to what he prefers again. And that's what pissed off black women about what he actually did. Read Soul on Ice. He openly admits that he was practicing on you so that he can have his goddamn skills down packed when he went to go SA these white women. It just is what it is. These are facts, ladies. They're facts. Y'all don't have a problem with sex assault. You don't. You have a problem when you're not preferred for it. And that's nuts. That's nuts.
I mean, a lot of the women Black Panthers talked about the misogyny and the colorism and the mistreatment that they endured being a part of it. So that's no secret. They treated those women like shit. They've always done it. And every single one of them was still fucking white women. I'm so pro black, power to the people, the community, this, that, fist in the air constantly. They were all fucking white women. And guess who was at the gate?
But
Who was
Aaliyah,
at the
I
gate?
know, I personally know people who were Black Panthers. And I've gotten eyewitness, I was their accounts from these women who were standing at the door while all these people were scoring their white girls behind the door. Okay? These ladies are not lying here. And that man who wrote it, all that mess in that book, he basically came from where my parents, he was the same age as my parents. They came from the same place.
And
So
don't,
I've
I mean,
seen it.
even they were deviants, which is what's on this list, next on this list, because
Mm-hmm.
when if you go back and Google some things and read some things, you'll be very interested to know what happened between Huey Newton and Bobby Seale.
Yep. And not even
So
that.
yeah,
I don't know how niggas can relate to MLK. When MLK went to get an education, he went to an all white school. And then when he graduated, supposedly out of nowhere, he started talking about rights for black people when all he would really wanted was rights so he can get next to that that cave cooch.
Listen, there's a solution, and it's called leaving the black community behind slash divestment. They can stay there and be deviant, entitled, all that shit. Sociopathy, fucking psychopathy. They could do all that shit. You don't have to be involved. See, what I don't want to get fucked up is somebody thinking that there's wishing and hoping that the black community gets to get it together. That's not what this is. I don't give a damn if they burn to the ground. I care about y'all getting away before it gets to be too late for you personally. Okay? Because it's getting kind of real out there. You got people walking in restaurants, ladies and gentlemen in the clouds, taking food off of tables in restaurants. They dressed up like they came to rob the place, okay? But they're getting food off the table. I told y'all they were going to be hungry this fall. I saw 2 fucking videos with niggas walking in restaurants after somebody's dinner has been served and just getting the food off the table. Pull up. Pull up. It's happening. So you have to walk away from these clowns before you be out here hungry and destitute in one of they goddamn tent cities, the tent that you had to buy from Dick's Sporting Goods, because they not going to buy it for you either. Huh? What's happening? You got to get the fuck away from these folk. Okay? This one is socially deviant. Y'all already know they socially deviant. They are the poster children for social deviance. Everything. What that mouth do. Who the fuck talks to a stranger like that? Who the fuck goes up to a woman and asks her what her mouth does and dead serious, waiting for on your reply? That's social deviance, right? Number 13. Cheap thrill seeking tendencies. Who do you think came up with the term $2 whore?
I have no words.
That's your niggas. It's almost like they had niggas in mind when they wrote this goddamn shit. Who was saying that you were going to be sucking dick for $5 when Donald Trump got in office? Who said that? The cheap thrill seeking niggas that you can't stay away from. This is scary as fuck to me.
The passport bros.
Trying to get sex from women that would just love a plate of rice.
Right.
Cheap thrill seeking. You behind dumpsters. I've seen that on video too, ladies. You are fucking behind dumpsters in clubs, back seats of cheap used ass cars, rent to own furniture. You laying on that shit getting pregnant, boo. Don't ever come for divestors.
And it wouldn't be so bad if they didn't turn around and just bust them out all over social media every time they get caught doing some shit. Every time they get caught with their ass turned up, twerking somewhere, every time it's like they just drag the fuck out of y'all and they just won't stop doing it. They just will
Yep.
not stop doing it.
Show up at your granny house, begging her to come stay at her house with the kids. and he did it before, but he needs to do it again, and he don't know why you won't let him stay there, even though you know he ain't gonna get a job. Like, these women will cape so hard, and it's just embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed to be black sometimes.
Look, I love my black skin, but I don't like resembling mammies. That's the part I have an issue with. Okay. If black women were on top of they shit, man, listen, I would sport my black skin and with pride everywhere I go, but you are making it to where I can't do that. People are mistaking me for you and I can't go. You do some of the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. Okay, you co-sign that shit and then play victim later when you knew he was fucked up. Come on now.
Well, DZ, you just old. That's all it is. You are just old and out of touch with reality, and you don't know what you're talking about because you're just hating and you're just jealous because you're not young anymore. That's it.
Nah, DZ just a bad witch.
She a bad witch, and she trying to stop everybody's good time. Stop hating so much. That's what it
DZ just
is.
back here,
Just
right?
hate.
Ain't no
DZ. Oh, sorry.
ain't no bigger bed winch than a black man. Ha. Ladies from Discord earlier, is there a bigger bed winch than a black man? We saw several black men in beds with white men. Come on now, bed winch don't hurt. It don't
And
hurt.
let's be honest, niggas are the only people that have to march for freedom. No other man had to march for something they can easily fight for. And let's just think about that.
But see, what people got to understand, and I hope that this will kind of help people understand the reason why they don't fight. When you have to stand up and fight for something, that implies that you're also willing to die for it.
Mm-hmm.
And are they willing to die for it? I think not. That's the reason why they've been subjugated as long as they have been. That's the reason why they let the women do all the fighting for them. Again, you're the pawns. They will send you out there to get beat the fuck up, tear gassed, shot with rubber bullets, arrested, and every damn thing else. Yeah, they'll send you out there to do it. You are collateral damage. Okay, everything about them is a means to an end. Once again, so yeah, when you talk about them fighting for something, whether it's freedom, equality, whatever it is, they'll stand at a podium and talk about it all day. But no, they're not finna fight for a goddamn thing because they're not willing to stand up and die for what they're asking for. They're not.
My
That's the reason
question
why.
is, what are they
Mhm.
asking for? Let's just keep it real for a second and let's get some people mad. What are they fighting for? They're not going to fight. Black men are comfortable. In this country, America, they have it great. They're not
Yep.
expected to do what other men do. They're not expected to have standards. They're the behaviors they're excused. Okay, you got a group of women called the mammies, the pick-me's, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They take good care of these niggas. They bond them out of jail. They let them fuck who they want to fuck. They give them legacy and babies, right? They competing with each other about who treat they man the best. I cook this. I suck the dick down to the base. I give him this and I do this for him. This they got it good. Y'all not gonna see black men fight for nothing. Not in America, you ain't, because they got it good. Do you know how many people would love to be in black men's shoes in this country that don't live in this country? Come on now, they got it real
The
good.
the the only time the black man has ever fought was was basically to gain access to white pussy and to nest in the white man's neighborhoods and go to the white man's grocery store. That's the only time they ever risked their neck for anything. They're actually quite happy with the status quo. Incidentally, that's why black men shot Malcolm X, because Malcolm X was trying to talk about building up a economy within the economy for the black community. In fact, Malcolm X, if you read his autobiography, he was even floating the idea of trying to get reservations for black Americans like the Native Americans have.
That would
But
require work, and black
yes,
men can't
Sister,
work.
and
isn't
that's
that?
why
I'm
and that's
sorry.
why black men shot Malcolm X, is because Malcolm X got it twisted. He actually believed his fellow black men's belly aching about being oppressed and wanting to throw off the shackles of the white man. And that's why they shot him.
Kyra, I
In the
gotta tell you,
yeah.
you already know what a Malcolm X is. I get what you saying, but you know what that is, right? Black History Month, we expose the fuck out of that red nigga too.
Oh, I
Black
know.
Yeah, but she
And
was talking
the
about when it comes down to their whole ideology of dismantling the systems of white supremacy, you can't pretend like the options or the solutions were already there, is what she, so
No,
yeah, I
I
get it.
get what the fuck she's saying, but I just want to make it clear, the crystal goddamn clear. All. And that includes Malcolm X's punk ass.
Oh
Yep.
yes, Malcolm X is hashtag all. Remember, he used to sell bussy, and he only made himself be with a black woman after he found a higher deity. I don't want to say, I don't want to, you have to be so
I
YouTube safe.
I
Yeah.
know I hate that shit. I can't stand that
That's so
shit.
ironic, sister, that the same men that they fight against and don't want to fight against and not willing to die for, but at the same time they're willing to die for and fight for. That's so ironic.
They're
Mm.
not, but see, that just goes to show you they're not willing to die for all the freedom and equality and against all the oppression that they keep crying about. But they don't have a problem dying for sneakers. I remember when they were dying for that, and all kind of material items and
Popeye's
things
chicken
like that.
sandwiches.
Constantly stealing people's shit. I mean, they will take each other out at the drop of a hat. If you step on their J's, they will. And it's like they still taking each other out for chains and jewelry and every damn thing else. You'll kill each other for that, but you don't want. That's why I say I don't want to hear any of the excuses. I don't want to hear the victimhood. I'm tired of the bullshit. I don't want to hear any of that shit anymore.
Yeah, didn't
Tia,
that one rapper just get shot for eating chicken and
shit.
waffles by a nigger?
Look, listen. They get shot every goddamn day. Let their ass drop. Tia M, are you dusty?
Absolutely not, ladies. How are you this evening? I just wanted to expound on a lot of things you said. I actually dated a guy for
Are you
ha,
dust? Are you dusty?
no, I'm not. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just didn't hear a reply. You know.
Oh, absolutely not. Oh God. Like Lord Jesus. Oh, please. Absolutely not. No, ma'am. I'm not dusty. I just wanted to I apologize. I wanted to just expound on a lot of what you say. I'm gonna say it really quick and rapid. I actually dated a guy who mother was white and father was a Black Panther. They didn't just F them, fuck them. They actually married them. That in itself was, and he used to beat the shit out of him and his mother. So that in itself. And I wanted to talk about what you said about how they stealing food. I was at a restaurant the other day, well, like a restaurant, you buy food to order, and you know how they do the Grubhub and the DoorDash. So they put the food on a cart, and the guy walked to the back. These nakers walked in, walked around the counter, took the food, and walked out. This is how dusty and crusty they are.
They're hungry.
They,
They're
it,
absolutely hungry. This was been well on its way. I
yeah,
said this fall was going to be interesting in
yeah.
March.
They just did it, and I thought that was. I thought they were working there, but they walked around the counter, looked at me, smiled, and grabbed the food. And then I wanted to talk about how disgusting they are. I remember this was many years ago. I was very young, and I was coming from a club. Me and my girlfriend, we were leaving. My feet was hurting. You know how when your feet hurt so bad, your soul and your eyelashes hurt. And we walking, and this guy walked up to me. He said, "Hey, beautiful, you so gorgeous. Can I talk to you?" I said, "Oh," and I'm always nice to them because I know that they're triggered and they can't take rejection well. And so anyway, long story short, he kept coming on to me. And I said, "No, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend." And I even joked. I said, "You see me struggling in these shoes, hee hee." And whatever. He said, "Actually, I just want to eat your pussy, your kitty cat. I don't want to." And he was so, and I was still nice and calm because where I live at, dudes, even if you're nice to them and turn them down, they'll throw bottles at you, trash cans. I remember that. So I said, "God, you're being really disrespectful." He's like, "No, I just want to eat." He's like, "Come on, let me get you, let me give you a ride." So I just started to ignore him. My girlfriend was going to go off. I calmed her down. Don't say anything. This guy's like 6 foot 1,000 because I was in high heels. So he was still towering over me. So he walks away. He's like FUBs and all this. He gets in a vehicle. I didn't realize. I thought we were safe. So we walking away. He literally tries to run me over with the car. And this is not a lie. He literally, because I turned him down, and I turned him down politely and nicely. He tried to run me down with his vehicle, and it shows you how underdeveloped. And when people call them subhuman, sometimes I think about that, like, and I know it's we're talking about sociopath symptoms and stuff like that, but it shows you how depraved that these men are. And I also wanted to say something. I'm gonna get off. Um, I wanted to say something about and look at the Ukraine, the war.
But let's not do the
No,
Ukraine thing
okay, we
because
won't do that.
that's an algorithm word. Go
I
ahead.
got you. I'm so sorry. But we do coddle them, and I think a lot of black women do coddle black men because they know if these guys get it together and level up and be better, they won't have access to them. And I think a lot of that's a conversation that needs to happen more often. These mammies, these pygmishas, they want them. They'll take care of them, do the work, do all this stuff because they know they won't have them if they let these guys evolve and level up because black men, they're not going to be with us if they get it
Well,
together.
good. Isn't that a good thing?
That's
I
a
think it's
positive thing.
excellent.
But that's
Absolutely.
positive, but that's why the mammies are going to continue to attack people like you guys, because they feel like, no, I want him, so I don't care what you say, I'm gonna cook this
I
meal.
wanted to point something out real quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Remember you said that you were nice to him because sometimes they'll fuck you up. And
Yeah.
you see how being nice didn't change that?
It didn't change him, and not at all. Not at
So
all.
I'm not saying be mean to him. I'm saying get the fuck away as quickly as possible.
I
because
did.
because they're such assholes and jackasses. There's no formula other than caving into what they want to get them to act right, up to and including getting with them and giving them coochie. They will still fuck you up. So there's no way to entertain them whatsoever. I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know because I know they're triggered. They get triggered fast. You could be smile, you could be nice. No, I have a boy. You could have a wedding ring on, and they still shoot their shot. They will still shoot their shot.
Ask me how I know.
They'll still shoot their shot. And if you say, "Listen, I have a husband," I said, I've even been nice. Like, well, if I said if I do that, then I will be unfaithful to him. I don't give a f about him. I'm just trying to get my way. And it's like they have not. They'll quick to call us whores and sluts, gold, this, everything in the under the sun. But you because you're not, like you said something, King. You're not. That's one. I think Aaliyah said when they don't get their way, no matter, they're entitled to you. They're entitled to that smile. They're entitled to you saying good morning to them. If they open up the door for you, they already telling you say thank you before you can even get through the door. It's just it's they're entitled to black women, and we've fostered this culture. We fostered this environment that they feel, the mammies, not us particularly. Mammies has fostered this environment to make them think that we owe them. We owe them everything. We owe to house them, to feed them, to clothe them, a body and money so they can see their side chicks. It's insane. And it's like, and they're entitled to everything. And like I said,
it's gonna continue to be that way. So if you clubbing and all that type of shit where nakers hang out, that's not a good idea because there's no way to entertain them. There's nothing positive to come out of that whatsoever.
Absolutely. And I just want to leave with this. Black men are the biggest whores of the planet. Nobody whores themselves out more than black men.
Let them do it. They're serious.
They're sleeping around for like they're not even gay, and they'll sleep with a gay man to get their cell phone bill paid or some Jordans or
Tia, if somebody is fucking a man and he has a dick, he is the G word. Yeah, anybody that has a penis and slapping bats with the other penis. Honey, I don't know what they told you, but that right there, that's the G word all day long.
They're the G word, but sometimes they're not. But they'll do it if they're desperate. If they're desperate,
I think you're missing the point. I literally think you're missing the point. If somebody has sex with the same sex, dear, that's
they'll put their thing in the electric socket if it gives them pleasure.
Absolutely.
They'll put it in the electric.
It just makes them a deviant. But if you have sex with the same sex for any reason, that makes you, just wanted to put that out there. I had to put that out there. Fuck that shit.
They'll have sex with old lady. They'll have sex with anybody, and they won't put on a condom. They won't go get tested. They don't go to the doctors. It's like it's such a hazard to black women's health to sleep with them.
I agree.
And we don't seem to understand that we're putting ourselves at risk just even breathe, because they don't refuse to put on condoms. They don't want to use it, or they'll put it on and sneak it off. They don't care. They don't care if they make out. They'll make babies with someone that they know they have no
They're
intentions on making.
trash, Tia. They're trash.
They're
That's just the
disgusting.
bottom line. They are. They are literal trash. They don't do anything right except for violence. They get that right. It's still sloppy, but they get
Yes.
violence right. Not fatherhood, not providing, protecting,
Right.
problem solving, going to school, being socially acceptable and appropriate. They don't know how to do it. And the excuses for them is getting on my last fucking piece. It
No, it
really is.
is. And I don't deal with them. I don't. I stopped dealing with them. In my youth, obviously, in my younger, I did deal with them. And a lot of people have divested. No, I didn't start out. I see people in the comments like, "Well, why are you talking about them? Why are you dealing with them? You don't know my story if I deal with them or
Well,
not,
hey, hey,
because I
hey,
don't."
listen, Tia.
Yes.
Ignore the comments. Okay. Just ignore the comments and stay on task because you said that you was gonna do this quick.
Yes, I did.
but
I'm
hey,
running.
okay.
I know. I'm going long, but thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
Thank you.
coming up. I
No
guess we
problem.
got the issue. I appreciate you. Hey, that man on man shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Oh, I know. Thank
Thank you
you.
for coming up, boo.
No problem. Bye bye.
Bye. Welcome to the panel, Mistress Rogue. How are you? I am headed to this next one, and then you can go ahead and comment on it. We are on number 13. Number 14 is opportunistic in all the wrong ways. Somebody gonna have to tell me what that guy that put this list out looks like, because it seems like this is signs and symptoms of Dusty, not sociopathy.
I will agree with that assessment 100%. Good evening, ladies. I hope y'all are all doing all right. I am great this fine evening. But I was actually just about to say this, so you must be psychic. That, and I would also submit before the panel their ability to be perpetrators, but then retreat into a space of absolute victimhood. They have no internal locus of control. They are always controlled by some outside force, making it hard for them to do things. The irony of how Black men operate is not lost on me. But what is lost on me is the fact that mammies actually believe what Black men say when it comes to other races of men. I would never in my life ask a man who was conquered what the man who conquered him thinks. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. I'd be a damn fool. I'm just gonna say, like my sister says, I'd mop the 7 C's with a motherfucking Q-tip before I listen to what a nigga told me about a man that conquered him. That's number one. Number two, I don't even understand why this whole list been put together. I'm pretty sure this is signs. This should be renamed "How to Spot a Dusty 101," in case you didn't know.
Okay, absolutely. When I saw the list, I'm like, well, goddamn, go ahead and go off then. Go ahead and go off. Y'all gonna have to pull this shit down over there on choosingtherapy.com, because somebody gonna come over there with Al Sharpton and say, don't you talk about that young man like that, because it fits them so goddamn well.
Yeah, they should have changed it to how to be a nigga.
Opportunistic in all the wrong ways. Robbing substance dealers, getting folks pregnant, waiting for people's Amazon packages to be dropped off so they can steal it, stealing purses, robbing folks on trains, stealing people's food. That's an all new low. Stealing from out of restaurants, out there randomly attacking people. This is what they do. This is who they are. And mammies, I'm going to tell you, this is what's coming out of you when you dilate 10 centimeters and be oohing and ahhing all over the goddamn place. When they pull this little motherfucker out, this is the things that they do. They terrorize the community, every community that they're in. You know how they do your community, but when they move away from your community, they do the same shit in other areas. I don't care how much money they have either. Some of those so-called rich Dusties are obnoxious as fuck as well. Fighting on basketball courts, beating on their wives, being an absolute nuisance in their neighborhoods. Do y'all know how many times Chris Brown himself has had the cops called on him because the music is too goddamn loud in a very nice neighborhood, but they having to deal with shit like everybody in that rich neighborhood on Section 8. These are your sons. These your sons.
I guess
Uh,
I'll just never understand that music shit where you just feel like everybody in the whole neighborhood wants to hear that shit booming with all that bass and just you damn shaking the walls and everything. And it's just nobody wants to hear that shit. You got to treat everybody around you to all this fucking noise. And it's the most inconsiderate, rude. I mean, I just don't get that with their music. I'll never understand it. And they feel like everybody wants to hear that bullshit.
It's attention-seeking behavior. I'm of the belief that they're not just sociopaths. All these motherfuckers have histrionic personality disorder, which is characterized by an integral need to constantly be the center of attention. No matter what's going on, it has to be, look at me, look at me, look at me. Tell me I'm lying. Anybody. Tell me
You're
I'm lying.
right.
You're
My
right,
question
sister.
is, why the fuck is it like that when all the attention is always on them with mammies? It's always on them. How to get a man. Let's get feminine. They even got dick riding classes, y'all.
well, the
Mhm.
thing, but that's the
Wh-
thing of what number 14 is about, opportunistic in all the wrong ways. They want the attention from people that don't like them. See, that's why they stay trying to force themselves into nicer neighborhoods and nicer stores. That's why they come over here to troll your chat when there's plenty of mammy channels live at this time that would be slurping them up, cy- literally and cyberly, if they went over there, because they like to force themselves on other people and they take any opportunity to do so. And DZ, you forgot one of the most opportunistic times black men ran amok in the Superdome after Hurricane Katrina.
Oh my God.
What
That was a
happened?
nightmare. During that Hurricane Katrina, and they were stuck in that motherfucking football dome, there was a lot of R wording happening there. There was a lot of begging and robbing and just running amok in there. It was a nightmare. Anybody that was there, they could describe it a lot better than I can. But as soon as there was no help to be got, and I want y'all to remember this shit, because whenever they get y'all by yourself and nobody can come help you, they always on some very sadistic shit. I'm talking about R wording old ladies and children, right? But then soon as rescue came, whenever the hell they showed up, they the first ones. They didn't do the women and children first. No, they was trying to get on that motherfucker quickly and leave your old ass grandma and your little cousin that's 4 years old, Tay Tay, that was leaving her there as well, because they are the people that they matter the most in the black community, and mammies co-sign this shit. Literally.
That's
This is what I don't
scary.
understand about how mammies operate with these niggas. There is 2,000 years of precedent that show that they don't give a fuck about anyone. And that's just recorded history. And yet you would let them do this stupid ass sleight of hand trick where, well, you don't want to be with the white man because white men don't like you or white men enslaved your ancestors.
Y'all
Sir,
be too
there's
childish,
2,000
but
years of recorded history of you selling us into slavery. But let's not
boom.
talk about that. Let's talk about 500 years where you rolled over and let them fuck you and then jerk off on your circle jerk on your face. Let's talk about that as well. But black women will sit there and they will listen to them. Let me explain something to you. If there's 2,000 years of precedent on anything, I am more inclined to believe that that is not just there for no reason. That is who they are at their baser, most animalistic level. And the fact that you would allow them to use 500 years of history that they openly participated in, mind you, they sold your ass for trinkets, and you're going to use that. There is a sea of evidence, but you're concentrating on the thimbleful of shit that alleged white men who came before you did. I'm just not understanding that the math don't math for me.
Y'all.
It's really sick to me because they pretend like black men are the only redeemable men in the world. Because my thing is, it doesn't matter what he does or the egregious crimes that he commits or the ways in which he shits on black women or whatever that case may be. You're supposed to forgive and forget that. You're not supposed to hold all of them accountable for that. I just find it very strange that that doesn't apply to men across the board. Then, if that's the case, why are white men not allowed to be forgiven for what their ancestors did? Is that what we're saying now? Is that what it is? So they can't be redeemed in any kind of way. So they have to constantly be reminded for what shit that happened when they weren't even born. A lot of them now. So I mean, that's why I said they talk out of both sides of their mouths. They always have. Their go-to is always slavery and what happened to our ancestors. And you're still blaming present day people on that bullshit. But at the same time, you want us to forget what the black man did to you just last week?
Period.
And I want to add, we need to remember for history, every time the black man has gotten oppressed, it was the black man colluded with the outsiders, and then the outsiders put him under the yoke. Like, think about it. Think about it. Like the Arab slave trade, how it got started off was the Africans colluded with the Arabs, and then they got put under the yoke.
The
The
Moors.
transatlantic, the Moors, the transatlantic slave trade, the white imperialism, and now as we're watching in real time, Chinese imperialism in Africa. You see, it's not some violent takeover by China. They are colluding. And so in 20 years, I don't want to hear any anti-apartheid marches or rallies or any of that shit because they're colluding.
Hey, it's been that way. The fact of the matter is they don't like black women, so whenever they can do opportunistic shit, they're gonna do it. They'll sell you. They still selling you. Oh, sex trafficking, anybody? Hello. Pimping, anybody? Hello. OnlyFans, anybody? Hello. I mean, it's just it's out there. The receipts are there. Last but not motherfucking least is emotional detachment. Now that right there has several fucking layers, and let me explain something to you. They've never been emotionally attached. So that makes them even worse than the actual description that this website gave. They were never emotionally attached to you. I would like to see a time, right, that you can quote in history that they've ever been attached to you. Those people had a whole fucking fit when they found out that Harriet Tubman was going to be on the $20 bill. Not because, they don't think she deserves it, because they know she does. But they have to come first. And the fact that you're a black woman, they were saying black men need to be put on money first. Now, it's the begging for me. Where is your currency? Because the fact of the matter is, the currency that black women should have been spending should have been created by black men. But hey, they didn't bill you nothing, so that's that. But honey, they don't like anything about you. And now they've turned into this obvious like competition bot. Everything you do, oh, we do it better than you. You get a job, oh, I get paid more than you. They always competing with you. Okay. And when black men compete with other people, they don't like them. You have to understand that shit. They do not like you. They know they can't compare to other groups of men. So as usual, you're the target once again. You are the target once again for competition for food and substance and every goddamn thing else. So they were never emotionally attached to you. So that detachment part, I have an issue with.
But here's the thing, even when they try to compete with us today, there was a recent study, I believe, done in 2021. Black women have gained and are now surpassing them in college education and salary. That used to be the thing like 2 to 3 years ago. So they can't even compete with you technically. So I don't even understand why the fuck anybody's listening to anything they have to say. You can't compete where you don't compare. Sir, we're on the other side of the galaxy. Your ass ain't even left Earth.
They know they can't compete. That's why they start talking about stupid shit. They every single time when they're talking to a woman or about a woman, they know they can't compete. That's why they always revert back to that childish grade school bullshit. And they start talking about absolutely nothing. It could be completely irrelevant to the conversation. You could be asking them something about politics, finances, the economy, whatever the situation may be, whatever the topic is. If he cannot win that argument, or if he is getting his ass washed in that argument, first thing he gonna do is revert back to hair, makeup, weave, and weave. That's
Baby
all they're gonna
mamas.
talk about. That's all and it's like that. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? You're just grasping at straws because you're losing the conversation. And so now you want to revert back to personal attacks. That's all they have against us at this point. Personal attacks. And that's
Aaliyah,
really what it is.
Aaliyah, who hurt you?
Oh, okay. But see, they answer that question. But see, I'm more than happy to answer that question because see, 9 times out of 10, they know that if one of us have been hurt, it was a black man who did it. So that's the thing. We're here to answer that question. You motherfuckers have hurt a lot of us, but see, they don't want to hear that though.
They want to
Right. We
guilt
all
trip
some
your
bitter
ass.
bees.
They want to guilt trip your ass into not, showing your emotions about shit. But if any black woman is angry at what has happened to the black woman in this country, they have that right to be. You don't get to tell motherfuckers how to react to some shit that happened to them. The fuck is wrong with you?
Well, no, I get it though, Kyra. It's one of those gaslighting tactics. It always is. Who hurt you when that has nothing to do with what we're talking about? Who hurt me personally has nothing to do. But that's the shit that they throw out there every time they get their ass washed. They know they can't compete in no type of arena. So that's why I say they always revert to some bullshit. And it's usually something superficial, like about your looks. That's why they want to sit up and crack on people and roast people's looks all the goddamn time. They can't hold a decent conversation on anything. So they revert back to childish shit. Let me crack on your hair. And let me talk about the way you look. And I'm going to call y'all hell-hatted hooligans and all this bullshit. And it's like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? But you got to understand who you're dealing with. And after you understand how the Naker's mind works, very little of what they think and what they have to say matters to you at that point, because then you understand that you're not dealing with men and they're full of shit. So we understand it's useless talking to them about anything, but you can't tell these women anything. So I tell you what, keep having that same conversation over and over, like you're the first, the last, or the only to try to come to who thought that was a good idea to try to talk to them. Keep on doing it.
I agree with you, sister, because I see these women on these panels, on these dating shows with these niggas, and they be talking to them, talking about real life situations. And as soon as her wig slip, or as soon as she say something, or as soon as her
I
voice
saw
get
that.
up,
I saw
yeah, it's
that
like
clip.
that's the
That's crazy.
only that's the only highlight in any serious conversation is the downgrade is when they downgrade black women. And I just laugh at those women because I'm like, y'all are with men that can't even pick up 100 cans to make some money, but
My
he'll
thing
rather
is,
just right.
they put themselves in that position to be the butt of all their jokes, though. I'll be damned if I'm gonna set myself up to be roasted or clowned by any of you dusty,
Mm-hmm.
dirty motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep on putting themselves in those situations. It's like, why you setting yourself up like that?
Check it out, ladies. I don't know why anybody would sit on a panel, sit and in any capacity, literally, talking to them. What are you trying to accomplish? I mean, the answer is out there. It's already there. It's been there. You got your answer. And repeatedly asking the question is not going to change the answer. They are done with you. You are a placeholder, and he knows you're going to be there. This is why they don't have to change anything. Okay. I'm at the point in my life and have been there for several years. Even if the black community got it together, I'm still not going where they are because I know for a fact how temporary that is. They can't maintain anything whatsoever. And you constantly begging is not only not helping, but it's making your image fucked up. We're always talking about our image and how we want people to see us and representation and all this shit here. Well, if you're continuing to entertain motherfuckers that have laid it out flat that they can't stand you, what the fuck do you think that's doing to your image? Okay? Speaking of sociopaths, earlier in this conversation, they were saying that sociopaths usually are ambitious and end up in certain places and they're bosses and all that shit. That's why people have problems with their boss. I want you to take a look at the screen. This is one of your sociopathic unicorns, right? That if he walked in a room and nobody wanted to be fucked up with him, you'd immediately accuse them of racism. You accuse a black person of acting funny. You get on their head. But this man that's a married father, right, who's a principal of a school, he's to be fucking avoided too. Let's go.
I want you all to know that I am a husband, a father, a doctoral student, an educator of 15 years.
But what police say Danny McEady didn't talk about in this YouTube video posted to Upper Darby schools in July of 2020 were activities they say he engages in outside of school. McEady was arrested in late September. He is charged with at least 3 peeping Tom incidents, a burglary, and on at least one occasion, unlawfully entering a home. The crimes happened in Sicklerville and Pittman. A woman who answered the door at McEady's last known address told us he no longer lives there. NBC 10 has learned Winslow police carried out a warrant at that home, now listed for sale, seizing the 39-year-old educator's computer and multiple cell phones. Investigators say McEady's peeping actions became a pattern and usually happened at night. Police say he unlawfully entered a Camden County woman's apartment after watching her unload groceries back in February with the goal of committing a burglary. According to this criminal complaint, by the time he got into the apartment, the woman had begun changing and didn't have a shirt on. Police say he threatened her by, quote, grabbing her by the upper body and attempting to force her into her bedroom. That same victim later installing a Ring doorbell system, proving to police he came back, peering into her windows once more.
Good morning, Hillcrest family. This is Mr. McEady, your new principal.
A source with knowledge of the arrest says McEady has worked at a number of schools in recent years on both sides of the river, including the Camden Board of Education. None of the superintendents we reached out to wished to comment. One of them did tell me he was hired August 1st and let go that same month before this school year began. Now, I just hung up the phone with McEady's attorney, who tells me his client feels wrongfully accused, saying these allegations are unfounded and they look forward to fighting in court. In the meantime, a judge during a detention hearing today ordered that the former principal remain in jail. It is a ruling that his attorney, David Gelman, plans to appeal.
Now, ladies, this is the type of black man that other black women claim that that's goals right there. Okay, that's goals. These men are hot garbage. The reason that they're that way is they have never had to suffer any consequences. This is why he's in jail right now and very confused as to why he can't get a bond. Shout out to that judge, by the way. But this is the cream of the crop of black men. We're not talking about athletes and all these millionaires or whatever that play sports. This right here is the cream of the crop as far as quote unquote regular folks, black men go. And this is what they're doing, right? I'm sure that somebody got the creeps from this motherfucker. I'm sure his wife is creeped out by him, because usually these people show outward signs and red flags that something's wrong with them. He has a whole wife and children, and he's trying to get in folks' window so he can ambush them and put them on the bed. This is their top tier right here, right? Somebody spoke life into this motherfucker. He finished college, but he's still dusty, is my point, right? And I don't want to hear about, oh, if you check and see, I'm sure some white principals that did that. But guess what, bitch? You prefer this nigga. You prefer this nigga. So why are you even stepping out the community to talk shit about them, but you wouldn't dare go to that community to mingle or whatever, or live or whatever? This nigga that's on the screen, that is your preference. Y'all are out here fighting over these women. I'm sorry, these men. I showed a video last time we was here where homegirl was saying to y'all better keep up your wifely duties, because if I take him, I'm going to love him and love him more abundantly, issuing threats and shit. So can y'all answer about this particular cream of the crop, dusty fuck that's sitting up here doing peeping Tom shit? Now, don't forget, he's around y'all's children. That place y'all call the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, that part. Y'all still donating to motherfuckers that claim they're going to open up a school for boys after 13 fucking years. Where is the bottom? That's all I want to know. Where's the bottom?
DZ, may I just say real quickly, he sound like he done sucked at least 5 dicks in his life. You can't convince me that motherfucker is anywhere near straight. That motherfucker is more crooked than the letters in the state of spelling of Mississippi, and no one can argue me down on that. That's my first point. My second point is mammies don't give a fuck about none of that because all they care about is the aesthetic. They never look at the content of the character, as they so like to quote more often than not. They only care about the aesthetic. Topically, he is what they would call a unicorn. He's educated. Oh, he's a black man. He's probably married to, he has black children. But who is he beneath all of that? Who is this nigga when the world is not looking? Because clearly he's a deviant.
Remember, I told y'all that they have a 2 pussy minimum for unicorns. I told you that. Like I said, he's married, but he's a unicorn. So he's out trying to fulfill his 2 pussy minimum, period.
Mistress Rogue, I'm glad I wasn't alone. I thought he sounded like a dick sucker. I thought he sounded like a dick sucker too.
Y'all know they the most feminine men.
Did y'all
know.
see how tight that suit was?
Y'all know they the most feminine. Come on now. That's why they always trying to coach you on your femininity. Because they feminine as fuck.
Well, look, all I had to say was #all from the window to the wall, from the cradle to the grave, from the NICU to the and beyond. We already know what it is. #all. That's all I want to step in and say. But yeah, continue.
Y'all, we gonna cut the fuck up in Discord tonight, but I want to show y'all something real quick before I get the fuck on. This right here, right? This woman I'm getting ready to show y'all. Y'all better be like her. I don't know what she does in her personal life, but I'm talking about how she strapped the fuck up and didn't fucking wait. It's getting colder outside, so y'all need to make sure y'all got y'all peace and get ready to go because these motherfuckers are looking. They're looking for sitting ducks, i.e. mammies and shit, to hook up with, take their shit, beat their kids, take liberties with their children, right? You gotta be so fucking careful up here. Okay, but let's see. The name of it is I had to do what I had to do. Come on, y'all.
Investigators say a man is accused of breaking into a Harnett County home while a woman was sleeping, attempting to rob her and steal her dog. New at 7 o'clock, we are hearing from the victim who then shot that intruder. This all unfolded before 6 o'clock yesterday morning at a home on Bear Lane in Dunn. You see it on the map. The woman told deputies that she woke up to a banging noise at her door. That's when she says she confronted the man trying to steal items there and apparently the dog as well, and she shot him in the leg. Tonight, that victim is opening up about the scary experience.
But I took action, and I'm very proud of myself that I stood up for myself. As a woman, I stood up for myself.
Malik Giles of Johnston County was arrested not far from the home. He's in jail tonight. Coming up.
Yeah, so the only thing I would have done differently was aimed for the dreads. Okay.
She shot his my kind of girl, she shot his ass. That's what I'm talking about.
My motto with them is like the Air Force, that old Air Force motto, aim high. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
She's the hero, not a victim.
Okay. I mean, you know what? I ain't even mad at her. I love it too. Cause see, I sleep with my shit also right next to me. You come up in here, you gonna get exactly what you looking for. So I feel her. I know it. And then he was trying to steal her dog too. So she look. See, she stood up for that dog. I don't blame her.
Is Kyra still up here? Kyra, yeah. What was he getting ready to do with the dog?
Y'all know what he's about to do.
Oh God, horrifying.
They were he was getting ready to sodomize that dog. and let's be real. I've said this before, but the thing is, dogs are actually more valuable than black men in society.
Exactly.
Dogs have jobs. There's all types of dogs, all types of classes, and they perform functions. Any function that a dog can have, that you can get a dog for, or versus hiring a neighbor, you would choose to hire a dog. Like, let's say you wanted to guard a piece of property. Would you rather get a German? Would you rather get a German Shepherd to guard your property, or would you rather hire Tyrone?
I'm getting the German Shepherd.
I'm gonna get the puppy.
Tyrone away.
I'm gonna get the puppy.
Yeah, and let's not forget they are more loyal and they protect the families too. So yeah.
Absolutely. It's almost mandatory. Well, it is mandatory that you get whatever weapon is legal in your state to protect yourself. What is this? October 14th? I think today's the 14th. We on our way, y'all. We on our fucking way. In the meantime, thank y'all for coming. Enjoy your weekend. I'm headed to Discord where I can actually stop stuttering and talk how the fuck I want to, period, okay? Because I got to get this shit off of me. I got to go say the hard R and some other shit that is not community friendly.
DZ,
So
how can we get in the Discord? I've been trying to get in.
Inbox me on Patreon.
Okay.
All right. Peace out, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.